All right, so thanks for joining us today. This is Billy Murphy, the head ship master and founder of Shipped4Me.com, and I've got with us Viktor here. He's going to be telling us a pretty compelling story, and I've known Viktor for a few months, and we kind of got in contact back in October. Him and he has a business partner that's here in the States. He's in you're in, no you're in
Bulgaria.
Bulgaria. For some reason I always think in my head Belgium, but I know it's not Belgium. So,
Yeah,
so
I
he
wish, but I'm in Bulgaria,
so
so
he's in
yeah.
Bulgaria, and so he has a business partner here in Colorado in the U.S. And I was talking with them, and they were kind of at a point where they were looking into starting to use a fulfillment company. Their drop shipping model was getting to where it couldn't handle the amount of orders that they were doing. They were growing and expanding, and it just kind of I'm not sure they I don't know if it was too much confusion or they didn't really understand the whole process or what it was, but they just kind of kept going with what they're doing. I guess you kind of get busy in the moment and you're already doing it a certain way, so you just keep going. And then it eventually got to a tipping point, and I'll let him talk about that, tell you the whole story with that, and it's pretty. It's a crappy thing that happened to them, and it really sucks. But it's a great learning point for probably most of the people out there that are using drop shipping. So I want him to explain
Exactly.
it, talk about it, tell you firsthand, and then if there's anything that comes up that I think about, I'll jot it down here, and maybe come back to it at the end, ask a couple questions. But other than that, I'm gonna let Viktor tell his story, and we can go from there. So go ahead, buddy.
Thanks, Billy. So, I'm Victor, and I'm 21 years old, and I've been doing digital marketing for about 2 years now, and e-commerce for about year and a half. I started my journey back in November 2015, where I was looking to find some way to make money online. And I met my business partner, Evan, from Colorado, and we were in a mastermind group when we first started. And our first ecom store in the beginning of January. So we founded it in the beginning of January, and ever since we've been having ups and downs with China, doing business with China because that was the model that we were told to do, drop shipping from China. We had 5 online stores, all based on drop shipping model from China. And our most recent store called Your Lifestyle Apparel, or shall I say, like, it used to be called like that because we're out of business because of the problems with ePacket. We used to sell some essential oil diffusers and some kit toys and stuff like that. We had quite the success for a very short period of time. For about 3 months, we managed to generate about $200,000 in revenue, which was quite impressive for people that were doing ecom for about a year.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's when I met you, Billy, and we were looking for a fulfillment company that can take care of our inventory. But we decided to stick with ePacket. The reason is that we had really good shipping times for the drop shipping model, like 1 week to the US. That was great. But I can tell you that that was the big mistake that we made. We stuck to ePacket, and we let it slide every time when we had some disputes. We were saying like, okay, this stuff happens, like shipping overseas, so it's normal. But then shipping times went up. Just last month, we had to refund our customers about 150 orders, which were about $4,000. And those money came off our profit. And because of some orders that were fulfilled so long ago, we didn't have the chance to get our money back from AliExpress because there's buyer's protection. But it was so long ago that we knew that these orders were delivered. At least they were mentioned as delivered, but they never came to the customer. So yeah. And the worst thing is that requests for refunds are still coming 4 months later. So basically, that's why we're out of business right now. We're saving money to pay taxes, and after that, if we manage to survive this refund blast, we'll go back into doing business. We had a lot of setbacks due to ePacket, and we can't continue doing business like real business if we use the drop shipping method. So sooner or later, the cheap shipping gets on you, and you start losing money like we did.
Yeah.
So yeah, like we had a lot of experience with ePacket, ups and downs, a lot of fake ePacket vendors that were selling ePacket, but they're never shipped with that, and we had a lot of trouble. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So one thing, like you were just mentioning, with the people use it because they think it's the cheapest way to go, but business owners, like whenever you're running any business, you have to think of the overall business and long term. And most of the people, like you're saying, when you get started, everybody's thinking short term, sell this, hurry up and get it out. But you're not thinking about the effects after you make that sale is when the customer service really happens, right? So the front part is just making the sale, but really the where you make your money is how you handle that sale afterwards. And people don't realize that. And I see it every day. So I mean, like you're one person that's coming on here telling a story, and there's tens of thousands of other Victors out there that this is happening to. I actually have a client that decided to come with us because of this same issue, and so they're still dealing with refunds, about 150 of them right now. They had to put in PayPal. I mean, they had people dispute them. Their customers were putting in PayPal disputes. They had to turn around and do AliExpress, disputes, and it just becomes a big mess. And so they finally made the switch, and now we've got them straightened out. So, but yeah, like you said, I mean, you think of it as cheap shipping, but when you actually look at the whole picture, it costs less money. I mean, actual money to use our services. Plus, you get a 100 times better service, and plus the customer will come back and order from you and tell people, instead of telling everybody how terrible your company is, they'll tell them how great your company is, and right, and so that it all kind of snowballs. But in the beginning, a lot of people don't think about that. So I'm trying to let me see. I'm not sure if I really had any other questions. I think you hit it pretty good. Is there anything else that kind of popped in your head that you wanted to mention? Advice or
like
anything to people?
I had something like going on, like when you were saying about the long term business and everything. Well, when I started, I had the goal to make money online. That was it. And dropshipping was doing fine. Like I was making money, and everyone were like happy. I mean, not the customers. That was the problem.
Right.
So I was thinking about how everyone was saying, do this. If you go to any ecom group in Facebook or something like that, they're going to suggest you to start with China because it's the easiest way to go. And when you stick to a business model that is working for you, and you're fine with that, but things to start to get rough, you stay on the course because it's the only thing you know, and you're not trying to learn new stuff. For example, if I knew better like 3 months ago that I could have someone ship my items from a warehouse somewhere and not rely on China, then I would do it, because 3 months ago I had the money to do it. Now it's too late, and we have to face the consequences. So yeah, it's really about long-term business. It's not finding new customers. Yeah, there are a lot of people you can sell your stuff to, but building that loyalty and trust in your brand, that's something else that doing ePacket won't help you.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was talking with somebody yesterday. We did an interview yesterday with one of our clients, Dylan, and he was saying that basically whenever he was at that point where it was just about to like kind of just tip over and have his whole thing come crashing down, he finally made the decision to just go out there and and kind of take a leap of faith, I guess, because you're kind of going into an unknown territory whenever you start working with a fulfillment company. And so our goal is to make it as simple and the transition as seamless as possible. We handle as much of everything as we can. Literally, the only thing we want you to be responsible for is making the sales. Once that sale goes through, we handle everything. We'll deal with returns, we'll deal with customer address issues. So we'll do everything for you, and it makes it a lot easier on you. But getting to that point and really understanding the whole process is where it kind of comes in. And man, I thought of something a minute ago, but basically you have to set your infrastructure and your business up to be successful and to be able to handle the order. So when you want to go scale, just because you're doing really well with, bringing in 30 orders a day, and you start to scale, say, a Facebook ad campaign or any type of advertising campaign, and that all of a sudden jumps to 100 orders a day, that's a whole different animal. And so you have to
Yeah,
be prepared and have the back end infrastructure to be able to fulfill those orders. And so like for us, I mean, you could be doing 20 orders today and tomorrow be doing 1,000 orders and we can handle it. So it's something that we can adjust and we can do easily. All I have to do is hire more people and get them trained up. It's nothing difficult. And so that kind of takes that off of you, and just we want you to focus on getting the sales, bringing in revenue, and we handle the rest of it for you. So but I think that's a good point, is having it set up for whenever you're ready to go. And you got to have that vision. You have to know where you want your company to go, what you want your brand to look like, and what your goals are. Um, so that
exactly. Because it's not like you have an actual business if you're just selling stuff online. You're making some revenue and you have some expenses, okay, but you're not developing anything that is going to be like represent yourself, building a brand or build some legacy afterwards, so people can say that your store changed something, and not only how to say like grab the customer's money and leave. So
yeah
yeah, it's really important to have the actual infrastructure. And if I had the chance to do only marketing without all the hours spent on dealing with customer issues, then I would give all the money I had in the bank to do that and make more and more. And it's just an investment that people have to do, because sooner or later you're going to end up like me. And I'm not like saying that from uh, bad. It's a bad experience, but it's a good learning lesson for me.
yeah
I'm going to adapt. I'm going to learn. I'm going to take my notes, and next time I do it, I'm going to do it better, and I'll have everything structured, and no customer will ever receive a package full of Chinese letters or something like that, and
yeah
ask me what the hell is in that. Like I didn't order that or something like that. So
yeah
yeah, it's all about caring, and if you care about your customers, then you're going to uh, deliver them right and deliver them with a good packaging feel. So I bet that if I do business with you, I can arrange stuff to be in the shipping, and stuff that I can add as my personal branding. When
yeah
people receive their package, they're going to receive that it's from me, it's for my brand, and it's like something that they can trust and do business with in the future.
yeah
When
yeah
you're doing that with China, you can do it.
Yeah, just to kind of hit on that real quick, so people can then know how we do that, is the shipping labels. They have your logo on it, your company name on it. We are absolutely invisible to your customers. Nobody even knows we exist. So everything is done with your company's branding. We do a lot of extra things whenever we send out a shipping notification. It comes from your either support email or whatever email you want us to basically put on there. And then it's got your company in there. The tracking page that we set up for you. It has your logo on there, your company name, your Facebook link. It's not, we don't send them straight to either a postal service or a DHL or UPS site. It's going to another page that's branded to you. So we keep hitting them with your company, because we know that that's going to bring back those customers again to purchase from you. If they have a great buying experience, they're getting their shipment notification within 24 hours. Their package is arriving, 1 to 3 days later. They're excited, they're happy, and they're gonna be like, man, let's see what else I can get from that company, or let me share this with maybe a brother, a sister, a friend. And so that's the whole goal of what we're doing. And definitely, man, you've got to stay in front of the customers. And it just brings up the revenue for the business without having to go out and spend more ad dollars to bring in another customer.
Yeah. Well, it's all about loyalty when it comes to the customers. So
Yeah.
they're going to share, and the best way to do business is mouth to mouth. Like you're sharing ideas with your friends, your family, and yeah, I just wish I had that experience earlier. Like, and I agreed on doing business with you. But maybe in the future I will be doing business with you when I set my new company, and we can do another interview and show the progress between doing it with China and doing it with your company.
Yeah, man, that'd be great. I'm looking forward to it because I know you guys. You've kind of told me a little bit about what you're thinking about setting up and going forward with, and I think your learning experience from what you've already done, plus, I mean,
Yeah.
being able to bring in $200,000 of revenue in 3 months is a pretty big deal. I mean, that most people cannot do that. So you obviously have the skills, the knowledge, and know what you need to do. And then when you implement, just bring that in with the correct systems, the back end support, and I mean, I think you guys will be off to flying colors. So I'm looking forward to it. Once you guys get going, hopefully all this stuff kind of gets pushed away, quickly, and you can move on and start up something great. And we'll do it again in a few months, and we can maybe do it at the beginning of when you're starting, like you're just getting back on your feet, and then we'll kind of see how your progress goes. So I think it'll be cool, man, seeing what happens with Viktor in 2017, man.
Yeah,
So,
we hope big stuff is going to happen, but it's all about work and work more.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, I definitely appreciate you coming on here, sharing your story. I think everybody's going to get a lot out of it, and hopefully just learn from Viktor's mistakes. Don't think that you're not like him, and it's not going to happen to you, because it will, and it happens to tens of thousands of people. And anyway, so that's it, guys. I appreciate it. You got any one last thing you need to say here?
Well, yeah. One last thing. If I knew that using fulfillment company was not that hard, I would have done it like long time ago. If I knew that this is going to cause my business to fail, then I would have changed my mind and invested when the time was right. So do it now and don't regret later. So yeah, that's it.
All right, man. Appreciate it. And thank you guys for checking us out. Go ahead. You can check out our page, Shipped4Me.com. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. I think we're trying to get everywhere. We're trying to get out to everybody and get our message out and simplify this whole fulfillment process, like he was saying, so people can understand it. It's not as bad as people think it is, or as difficult as it is. So anyway, we appreciate it. Take care. Have a great day.